We're going to start in constructive rest. Down on our backs, feet towards the outer edges of your mat, and let your knees drop in towards each other. And to start, let your hands just come in anatomical position. So not too much efforting in the shoulders or the arms, palms facing up. And then just give your body a second or two to settle in. And as you take the time here to let your body settle in and see about letting your breath slow down, maybe tune in and notice the floor beneath you, the solidness under your feet and that solidness underneath your back. And with the idea that there's this nice, strong, supportive structure underneath you, can you let your feet soften? Can you let your knees get just a little heavier in towards each other? And can you let your hips and your back get a little heavier into the earth? And then can you pause for a moment in this stillness and set an intention for yourself to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. And then with that intention set, keeping the body as still as you can and keeping your head in a neutral position. Arms are still out in that neutral position. We're just going to turn the eyes side to side. So just moving your eyeballs in your eye socket. Look your eyes as far to the right as you can, keeping your head looking up towards the ceiling. And then bring your eyes back to center. And then turn your head, turn your eyes over to the left, keeping your head as stationary as you can. And then bring your eyes back to center. And then look your eyes up, looking up towards the crown of your head. And then bring your eyes back to neutral. And then look your eyes down towards your knees, but keeping your head as stationary as you can. And then bring your eyes back to center. Then we're going to do that again. Look your eyes to the right, but your head is going to stay still. Bring your eyes back to center. Look your eyes to the left. And then bring them back to center. Look your eyes up towards the crown of your head. And then bring them back down. And then look your eyes down toward your knees. And then bring them back to neutral. Nice. And then start to just turn your head gently side to side. So now we're bringing movement into the neck and the head, just massaging out the back of the head, working into the cervical spine. Cool. Take one more little turn of the head side to side. And then bring your head back to neutral and your arms into I Dream of Genie arms. So that nice little square in front of the chest. And then we're going to add to the head and the neck. So as you pull your elbows to one side, your head's going to turn in the opposite direction, meet in the center, and then pull your elbows to the other side and head turns in the opposite direction. And then once you've got that down, just start to smooth it out. Finding a gentle rhythm that feels good to you, a little pull to the elbows as you draw those elbows side to side, crossing the midline slightly. Nice. Take one more time each side. And then bring it back to center. We're going to add the knees in as well. So now we're going to keep the head and the arms moving in the same direction, and the knees are going to drop in the opposite direction. So maybe your elbows and your head turns to the left, knees drop to the right, meet back in center, and your knees drop to the left, head and elbows turn to the right. And then just take that side to side, again, finding a rhythm that works for you. And then starting to tune in, notice how your knees feel, notice how your hips feel, notice how your back feels, and notice how your shoulders feel. Take one more time each side, or even yourself out. And then as you come back to center, you're going to walk your feet in. So feet are going to be about hip width distance apart. And you're just going to stretch your arms up and overhead like a little yawn. And then float your hands back down alongside your hips, palms facing down. And we're going to take 3 just like that. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, float your arms back down. Inhale and raise your arms up. Exhale, float your arms down. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, raise your arms up. And then as you exhale, just bring your hands straight out in front of your chest. And now from here, we're going to hook our thumbs. So you're just going to get a little catch to your thumbs, almost as if you're trying to make a little butterfly shadow puppet. So we just want to hook the thumbs and then pull your thumbs apart and feel that little engagement of the muscles in your shoulder blades. So you're pulling the thumbs apart, keep that active pulling position, and then keep the thumbs hooked. Reach your arms up and overhead just as far as they'll go. Keep pulling apart and then pull apart as you bring them back out straight from your chest. Keep pulling apart, and you might feel a little shake in the muscles as you reach the arms up and overhead. And then keep pulling apart as you bring the arms straight out from the chest. Nice. One more just like that. Pull apart, reach your arms up and overhead. Pull apart, bring your hands right in front of your chest, and then unhook your thumbs, float your arms up and overhead, let your arms soften, let your shoulder blades snuggle in, take a nice deep inhale. Nice slow exhale. Beautiful. And then from here, pull the right knee up towards your chest, reach your hands up, catch hold of that knee, draw that knee in circles, go in one direction. And then draw that knee in circles, go the other way. Cool. And then take that right knee out nice and wide. So out towards your right shoulder, just to open your hip up just a little bit. And then bring it through center, switch hands, hold on with your left hand, bring the right knee towards your left shoulder. So just slightly across the midline of your body. And then bring it back to center, give a little squeeze, set that foot down and take it to the other side. Pull the left knee into your chest, draw that knee in circles, go in one direction. And then draw your knee in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then take that left knee out towards the left shoulder, open the hip up just a little bit. And then switch, bringing it into the other hand, slightly across the midline of the body towards the right shoulder. Beautiful. And then bring it back to center, pull the right knee into your chest. So both knees into the chest. And now keeping the feet touching, we're going to take some butterfly circles. So we're going to draw the knees away from each other, push them up towards the ceiling and draw them in, and then just start to smooth that rhythm out. Awesome. One more time in this direction, and then go the other way. Push your knees up towards the ceiling, out and away from each other, and then pull them in. Nice. And then when you're ready, hold on to your right knee, set your left foot down. We're going to make a little basket weave. So left foot's going to just touch down onto the ground. And then with that basket weave around the right knee, push your knee into your hands. Hands are going to resist. So you feel the quads fire up. You might feel the muscles in your low back fire up. Take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, soften that, pull the knee into the chest. And then do it again. Push your knee into your hands. Hands resist. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, soften, pull the knee into the chest. Beautiful. One more time, just like that. Push your knee into your hand, hands resist. Exhale, soften, pull the knee into the chest, and then pull the left knee into meet. Hold on to your left knee, set your right foot down, and then make that basket weave again on the left knee. Push your left knee into your hands. Hands resist. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, soften and pull the knee in. Push your knee into your hands. Hands resist. Take a big inhale. Exhale, soften and bring it in. Beautiful. One more just like that. Push your knee into your hand. Big inhale. Exhale, soften and bring it in. Bring the right knee into meet. So now we're going to hold on to both kneecaps. Push both knees into your hands. Feel the muscles in your low back. Feel the muscles in your quads. Take a big inhale. Exhale, soften and pull the knees in. Nice. Do that again. Push your knees into your hands. Exhale, soften and pull it in. One more time. Push your knees into your hands. Take a big inhale. Exhale, soften and bring it in. Beautiful. And then set your feet down, feet about hip width distance apart, heels a little bit close to the butt. Hands back down alongside your hips, palms facing down. As you inhale, you're going to lift your hips up and arms are going to reach up and overhead. And then as you exhale, hips are going to lower down, hands come back down alongside your hips. Inhale, lift your hips up, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, lower your hips, lower your arms. One more time like that. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Keep your butt down on the ground. And now we're going to take our arms and just give ourselves a little hug. So wrap your arms around, grabbing hold of your shoulders, and then take a second to kind of let your shoulder blades snuggle in. So we want to find a little soft heaviness in the shoulders and then a light grip in that hug. So we're just letting our fingers touch the shoulders, and you might right away notice a little extra space now between your shoulder blades. So take a nice big inhale, notice the space between your shoulder blades. Nice slow exhale. Big inhale, just noticing the space between your shoulder blades. Slow exhale. Take one more breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, just unwrap your arms, maybe come into cactus or gold pose, turn your head a little side to side just to kind of soothe that space out. And then taking that hug again, but with your other arm on top. So you're going to wrap your hands, catch hold of the shoulders, give a second, let everything find a comfortable position. So a soft hold, and then notice again the space between your shoulder blades. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. 2 more breaths here. Awesome. And then on your next inhale, open your arms back into that cactus or gold pose position. Turn your head a little side to side just to kind of soothe all that out. And then we're going to roll over onto our right side into a little fetal position. So shift your hips, roll over onto your right. And then either the bottom arm is going to come straight out from the shoulder, or it's going to reach up and overhead. It's going to be whatever more comfortable that allows your head to relax. And then you're going to take your top hand, reaching palm to palm, and then we're going to take it into a little twist. So we're going to keep our legs nice and heavy, reaching your left hand back, turn your head and look, and then bring it back to meet the palm. Reach your hand back, finding a gentle twist up in the thoracic spine, and then bring that hand back to meet. Nice. One more just like that. Reach your hand back. This time, reach it back as far as it goes. Let it get nice and heavy. Take one extra breath. Beautiful. And then bring it back palm to palm. And now we're going to take some big circles with that top arm. So we're just going to keep our head nice and heavy on the ground. Circle your top arm in one direction. Beautiful. And then once you meet palm to palm, reverse your circles, go the other way. So you might skim past your hip, reaching up and overhead, and then back to the palm. Nice. 2 more times around in that direction. Beautiful. And then come back palm to palm. And then we're just going to kind of find this gliding motion. So like you're trying to just smush something off of your palm. So you're just going to glide that top hand across the bottom hand, and then start to feel that little gliding motion up in the shoulders, keeping your hips as heavy as you can. Take one more glide forward and back. Awesome. And then that top hand is just going to find your hip, let your head rest comfortably. And now we're going to find that same gliding motion with the hips. So the top knee is going to glide past the bottom knee and then pull the hip back. So just find that gliding motion down in the hip. Beautiful. One more glide forward and back. And then staying in the side lying position, but we're going to prop ourselves up just a little bit. So see if you can just drop your elbow down onto the ground and prop your head underneath your hand. And then once you've got your way there, pick up the top knee, draw that knee in circles, go in one direction. And then draw your knee in circles, go the other way. Nice. And then we're going to take it into our Vishnu's couch. So you're just going to see if you can reach out, finding a hold on your big toes, the tops of your toes or the blade edge of your foot. Or if you like, peace fingers, grabbing the big toe with that little lock, hand lock there. So whichever feels good. We're just going to straighten the leg up just as much as feels good and then bend and bring it right back down. Stretch the leg up just as much as feels good. Bend and bring it back down. One more time, just like that, reaching that top leg up. Nice. Bend and bring it down. And now we're going to reverse our grip on our hand. See if you can swing the foot around and catch hold of the blade edge of the foot. Hug your heel in towards your butt and then let that top knee drop down and get nice and heavy. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Beautiful. And then let go of that foot. And then we're going to release and take all of that to the other side. So roll yourself over onto your other side or flip yourself around, whatever gets you there and feels good. Bottom arm is going to be straight out from the shoulder or up underneath your head, whichever feels like a more comfortable position. Top hand is going to reach for the palm and take it into a twist, reaching your hand back, letting your head turn with, keeping your hips nice and heavy, and bring it back palm to palm. Reach that hand back, find a little twist. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, reach back, find that little twist, stay there for one extra breath. Beautiful. And then bring it back in and we're going to take that top hand and draw some nice big circles. So circle it up and overhead. 2 more times around in this direction. Nice. And then the next time you come palm to palm, reverse directions and go the other way. Beautiful. And then bring it palm to palm and start that little shoulder glide. So you're going to glide your palms together, pushing that top shoulder forward and then drawing the top shoulder back. Nice. One more glide here. And then shoulders are going to come to neutral, hand to the hip, just so you can feel that glide down at the bottom half. So we're going to glide the top knee over the bottom knee and then feel that little bit of shift in the hips, gliding forward and back. Awesome. One more glide forward and back. And then bring it into neutral, prop yourself up so that you can pop your head up underneath your hand, finding that nice little Vishnu's couch position. Nice. Pick up that top knee, draw it in circles, go in one direction. Beautiful. And then draw that knee in circles, go the other way. Nice. And then you're going to find whatever handhold feels good. So you might grab the toes, all the toes. You might even opt to just hold on to the back of the thigh. So whatever gets you there, we just want to bring a little length into the back of the leg, reaching the foot up and then bend and bring it back down. Reach your foot up, bend and bring it down. One more just like that. Reach the foot up, bend and bring it down. And then we're going to see if we can swing our grip around, finding the blade edge of the foot. Hug your heel in towards your butt, drop your knee down, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, releasing your hold on that foot. And then we're going to flip it around onto our back side. So find your way onto your back, take a second, just tune in, notice how your legs feel, notice how your shoulders feel. And then we're going to lift the legs up, grabbing hold of the backs of the thighs and start to find a little rock and roll. But take your time here. Take a couple of good rocks and rolls. Feel your tailbone, feel your shoulder blades. Feel that nice solidness in your center. And if you feel like this is sometimes a challenge to find a good solid rock and roll, push your thighs into your hands and let your hands resist. And then once you feel like you've worked through the spine quite enough, roll all the way on up. And then we're going to find our little easy seat. So scoot your butt back, crisscross your legs, and then give a second to just find a nice tall, easy seated position. And then once you found your way there, drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. Roll your chin down toward your chest. Take your right ear over to your right shoulder. And drop your chin back down to your chest. And then keeping your chin down, take a couple little figure eights here, just kind of working through the back of the neck, a little nice rocking sensation. Nice. One more little rock side to side, and then bring your head back to a neutral position. Left hand's going to touch the ground, right hand reaches up, take a nice big side bend. Beautiful. Lift it up, take it over to the other side. Right hand touches down, left hand reaches up. Nice. Lift it up, and now we're going to take it into a seated twist. So right hand's going to find the left knee, left hand behind you. Take a big inhale. Awesome. And then unwind and take your twist over to the other side. Beautiful. And now we're going to take that twist back over to the other side. So right hand's going to find the left knee, get a deep rotation to start, and then release that back hand to shoulder height, flip the palm and add a little side bend. Beautiful. Lift up, release, and take your twist over to the other side. Catch hold of your knee, hand behind you, get tall to start. Awesome. And then release your hand to shoulder height, flip the palm, add a little side bend. Beautiful. Bring it up, unwind, come back to center, and then into a seated cat-cow. Inhale to lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale, hang onto your knees, round your back, tuck your chin in. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, round your back. One more just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Beautiful. Find a nice neutral spine, and then swing your legs out so that they're in a nice bent knee position, maybe hip or shoulder width distance apart. We're going to take it into our seated ragdoll. So just scoot your butt back so you're finding that you're sitting right on the sits bones, and then tilt your tailbone back just slightly so you can bring your belly and chest across your thighs. Maybe catch hold of your toes or let your hands just fall wherever feels the most comfortable. And then invite some softness into the back of your body. Soften between your shoulders, soften your low back. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully start to walk yourself up. We're going to walk the feet in just a little bit closer so we can get a good handhold on our knees, and then draw the abdominal muscles in, curl the tailbone under, get a good handhold so that you can hang back. And what we want to do is kind of hang back into the shoulders. So let your chin tuck into your chest. Notice the space between your shoulder blades. Just make sure it feels like a safe and comfortable position. So you should still breathe pretty comfortably here. No shooting or electric pain in the shoulders. Take one more big breath. Awesome. And then pull your elbows down as you lift yourself up, and then we're going to swing it around and find our way into a tabletop position. So spin those legs around, take your time as you find your way there. And then if you just notice that you need to double stack your mat or anything for extra cushioning for your knees, take a second to do that. But once you feel like you're there, start with a little bop of the hips. So we're just going to start by dropping our hips side to side, letting the hips sink nice and heavy towards the earth. Notice how your knees feel here. And then if this does not feel like a good, comfortable position to the knees or the hips, maybe make the motion smaller or leave it off altogether, or just take it into a C-spine. But if all is feeling good, take one more little drop of the hips side to side. And then bring it back to center or back to neutral. Slide your right leg back, toes curled under, and take a couple of good rocks forward and back. Nice. And then the next time you press into that heel, stay there for an extra breath or two, just feeling a nice good stretch through the calf. Notice your heel. Beautiful. When you're ready, bring your shoulders back in line with your wrists, slide that foot in, and we'll take it to the other side. Left leg slides back, toes curled under, take a few good rocks forward and back. Awesome. And then the next time you press back into that heel, stay there for an extra breath or two, tune in and notice. Notice your calf, notice your heel. Nice. And then when you're ready, slide that foot in. So both knees in line with the hips. Move into a cat-cow here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. Inhale to drop your belly. Exhale to round. One more cycle of breath. And then we're going to add on from here. So as you inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tails, curl your toes under, keep your belly dropped, nod your head up and down 3 times. And then bring your head to neutral, release your toes, pull your abdominal muscles in, pull your butt back to your heels, take a little stretch through the back side of the body. And then inhale, come right back up. Curl the toes under, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail, keep the belly down, nod your head up and down 3 times. Head comes to neutral, pull the abdominal muscles in, release your toes, pull your butt back to your heels, take a nice big inhale. Next inhale, come forward, curl the toes under, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail, keep the belly down, nod your head up and down 3 times. Beautiful. Head comes to neutral, pull the abdominal muscles in, release your toes, pull your butt back to your heels, keep your butt back nice and heavy. And this time, slide your hands back and let your hands touch the soles of your feet. And then see if you can just make a little extra space to soften around your thighs, soften the back of your neck. Take one more good inhale here. Beautiful. On your next inhale, hands come forward, float your way up into your tabletop position, and then keeping your hips in line with your knees right into a puppy pose, but take it into a wide configuration. So walk your hands nice and wide to the outer edges of your mat, make plenty of space for the shoulders, and then let your chest and your forehead sink down and take a couple nice big breaths here. Take one more breath. And then slowly start to lift yourself up just so that you can walk the elbows in. So elbows are going to come in line with the shoulders, and we're going to set ourselves up to come into Sphinx pose. So elbows in line with the shoulders, hands in a parallel position. Step your feet to the back edge of your mat and find your way through a low plank. So we just want to firm up our center, broaden the shoulders, find a little bit of strength here. And then when you feel good and ready, release your knees down to the ground, release your toes, let your hips drop down, and then find a little back bend here. So we draw the tailbone towards the heels to create some space through the low back. Hug your elbows in towards your ribs energetically so we feel that little squeeze in the shoulder blades, and then get that little opening through the chest, a lift through the crown of the head. Take a nice big inhale. Notice your low back here. One more breath. And then we're going to keep with this Sphinx position, but add a little bit of strengthening to it. So you're going to firm up your abdominal muscles and pull your abdominal muscles up away from the floor, and then relax your hips back down and soften into your back bend. And then do that again. Firm up your abdominal muscles, pull them up away from the floor. Beautiful. And then relax the hips down, soften through the front of the body. One more time, just like that. Pull the abdominal muscles up. Beautiful. Release your hips down. And then when you're ready, you're going to curl your toes under, push your way up into that plank position, and then see if you can find your way into a dolphin. So we're going to lift the butt up, walk the feet in. So the back half of the body feels like it's in a downward facing dog. Top half feels like it's in that Sphinx position, but you might feel a little strengthening in your shoulders. Take one more breath. Nice. And then pick up your heels, lower your knees down to the ground. Find your way back up into a tabletop position. Take a cat-cow here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale and round your back. Inhale to a neutral spine, curl your toes under. Exhale to a downward facing dog. Take a few gentle pedals to the legs, just bending one knee and pushing through the opposite heel. Awesome. And then when you're ready, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a little ragdoll fold at the top of your mat. So keep some space for yourself here. Step your feet so that they're hip or shoulder width distance apart, make some space for the belly and the chest. And then if it feels good, catch hold of your elbows and then just let gravity do a little work for you here. Take one more breath here. Keeping with that forward fold position, drop your fingers towards the earth, and then we're going to walk our fingers over and off the right side of the mat, stretching a little through the left hand so you feel a little length through the left side body. Take a nice big breath. Nice, and then walk through center and over and off to the other side, reaching through the right hand. Notice the right side body. Beautiful, and then bring it back to center. Super generous bend in the knees. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll up to a standing position. Take your time. And then once you come on up, take a couple of good shrugs of your shoulders and just kind of smooth everything out. Fix up your yoga clothes. Make sure you feel good and situated at the top of your mat. And then toes and knees pointing fairly forward, feet about hip width distance apart. Hands just comfortably down at your sides. No need to effort in the top half of the body. We're just going to pay attention to the toes for a moment here. So as you inhale, just lift your toes up away from the floor. Exhale, float your toes back down. Inhale and lift your toes up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift your toes up. Exhale to lower down. We're going to do that 3 more times, but this time as you inhale and lift your toes up, spread your toes as wide as you can. Keep your toes spread, so it might be a little bit more of an effort to lower the toes down. Inhale, lift the toes up, spread them as wide as you can. Keep them spread, lower them back down. One more just like that. Inhale, lift the toes up, spread them as wide as you can. Keep them spread, lower them down, and then pull your big toe back toward your heel so we get that lift through the instep of the foot, that nice pada bandha, that nice energetic lift. So imagine the soles of your feet are sucking up energy from the ground, and then let that energy lift all the way up through the crown of your head and let your shoulders soften down. Beautiful. Inhale, raise your arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Check back in with your feet. Can you keep in that lift? Can you keep that engagement at the bottom of the feet? Inhale, raise your arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Keep that lift through the soles of the feet. Right hand touches down, left hand reaches up. Take a little side bend over to the right. Keep that lift through the soles of your feet. Lift back up to center, left hand down, right hand reaches up, lean over to the left. Beautiful, bring it back up to center, both hands behind the back. Can you keep that lift in the soles of the feet? Interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles down, pull the arms slightly away from the back of the body so we get that opening in the chest and the collarbones. Keep that lift coming from the soles of the feet. Lift your chin up to the sky, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then bring your chin to neutral, relax your arms, shrug your shoulders out, make sure everything feels good. And then just for a second, let your feet go, give everything a little mush. Mush around your toes, wiggle around your feet, do that little cat prance, make sure everything feels good. And then find your mountain pose again. Anchor into your feet, lift up through the top of your head. Inhale, raise your arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold all the way down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step both feet back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Pick up your heels, lower your knees. Through tabletop, we're going to step the right foot forward into a low lunge. So you're going to step it forward just as far as you like, and then lift your chest up, reach your arms up and overhead. Draw your tailbone down, find a little length through the front of the left hip. Lift your chest slightly, look to the sky, take a nice big breath. Awesome. Float your hands down to the ground. And then we're going to curl the back toes under so that we can pick the back knee up, coming into that runner's lunge. So heart forward, look forward, take a breath here. Nice. And then plant your palms, step that front foot back to down dog. Pick up your heels, lower your knees back into tabletop position. Left foot's going to step forward and we're going to find that low lunge to the other side. Back toes tucked or release. That's totally up to you. Lift yourself up. Once you're feeling good, curl the tailbone under, arms reach up, look to the sky, and come back to your breath. Beautiful. Release your hands down, curl the back toes under, pick your back knee up, find that runner's lunge, heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Nice. And then plant your palms, step that front foot back to downward facing dog. From here, come forward into a plank, shifting your weight so that your shoulders come in line with your wrists. And then right away, bring your knees down, soften your toes, lower gently onto your belly. 3 low cobras here. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale and lower down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Nice. One more breath here. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Awesome. Push your way up into a tabletop position. Curl your toes under. Exhale up to downward facing dog. Look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll up to a standing position. Take your time. Roll your shoulders around, down and back. And then see right away, can you find that pada bandha, that lift from the soles of the feet? Big toe pulls energetically back to the heels. We lift through the front of the body, up through the crown of your head, and then snuggle your shoulders down. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Can you keep that lift through the soles of the feet even as you fold over? Inhale to a half forward fold. Pull that energy up through the front of the body. Beautiful. Exhale, soften down, step both feet back to down dog. Pick up your heels, lower your knees into tabletop position. Right foot steps forward. We find that low lunge position. Inhale, lift yourself up. Awesome. Exhale, float your hands down. Frame your front foot if you can. Curl the back toes under. Pick the back knee up. Left hand is going to stay down on the ground. Right hand reaches for a little twist. Nice. Float that hand down. Step back to down dog. Pick up your heels, lower your knees through tabletop. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, raise your arms up. Float your hands down, frame the front foot if you can, curl the back toes under, pick your back knee up, right hand down, left hand reaches up. Beautiful. Release that hand down, step that front foot back to downward facing dog, and then we'll take it through our plank. So shift your weight forward, shoulders in line with the wrists. Right away, bring your knees down, lower gently onto your belly. Cool. And then once you found your way down, just take a second here to kind of snuggle your shoulders in. Make sure the top half of your body feels pretty good and happy. We're going to bend the knees and just rock the heels side to side. And as you're here, find a little softness in your low back if you can, and just tune in and notice that little massage of the quads as you rock your heels side to side. Nice. One more little rock of the heels side to side. We're going to keep the right leg bent, left foot's going to float down to the ground. See if you can reach your right hand back and catch hold of that foot. And if you can't, no worries. Then you'll just find a little engagement as you hug the heel in, you'll feel a little strengthening through the back of the leg. But if you can catch hold of that foot, then rotate your heart forward, hug the heel in toward your butt. Take a nice big breath. See if you can soften around the kneecap a little bit. Nice. Take one more breath. Awesome. Release that foot with control, and we're going to take it to the other side. Bend your left foot. See if you can reach back and catch hold of that foot. No worries if you can't, just find a little strength in the back of the leg. But if you've caught hold of the foot, then we take it into a passive stretch. Hug your heel in toward your butt, rotate your heart forward, soften the muscles around your knee. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, with control, release that foot down to the ground. And now we're going to take it into our Drunken Serpent. So hands off the edges of your mat, nice tall cupcake hands or piano fingers. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale and lower down. Beautiful. Take it to the right. Inhale, lift and look over your right shoulder. Exhale, lower down. Take it to the left. Inhale, lift and look over. Exhale to lower down. Back to center. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale and lower down. Awesome. Slide your hands in. Push your way up into a tabletop position. Curl the toes under. Exhale up to downward facing dog. Look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Come to a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Lift the soles of your feet. As you pull the abdominal muscles in, roll yourself up nice and strong. Roll your shoulders down and back. And then just a little balance before we find our way down to the ground. So shift your weight over to your left foot. We're going to pick the right knee up and just take your right peace fingers and see if you can just catch hold of your right big toe. Nothing more than that today. So just see if you can catch hold of the big toe. Hold it there for a breath or two. And then when you're ready, release your hold from your toe, float that foot down to the ground, take it to the other side. Pick your left leg up. So there's a slight external rotation in the knee. Left peace fingers are going to see if we can catch hold of that left big toe. Get that little hand hold. Nice. And then when you're ready, gently release that foot down. And then take a second, bop everything out that you need to. And then we're going to start to step our feet out super wide to the outer edges of our mat. So a little external rotation in the toes. And then once you found your way there, bend your knees a lot, hinge yourself over and let your hands find the ground. From here, we're going to just start to rock the butt side to side, big giant bend in the knees, and let your feet kind of move with you. So let your toes pull up away from the floor. Awesome. And then start to sink your butt down as you lower down, find that movement again. Rocking into the hips, moving into the knees in a safe way, and making sure that your feet feel good and move with you. Beautiful. One more little rock side to side, and then bring it to a central location. Sink your butt down just as low as it goes. Elbows to the inner thigh, prayer hands together. Get nice and tall. Take one good breath. Nice. And then sit your butt down onto the ground. Bring the soles of the feet together. So into your little cobbler pose. And then once you've got the soles of the feet together, we're going to keep the blade edges of the feet together and open the feet up like a book. So take your thumbs to your insteps and then peel your feet open like you're opening up a book, but see how well you can keep those blade edges of your feet together. Find a nice tall lifted spine, and then just lean your heart forward a little bit. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Beautiful. And then lift up from the top of your head. Let your heart follow. Release your hold of your feet. Grab the outsides of your thighs. Pull the knees together. Grab the backs of your thighs. Curl your tailbone under and keep a nice firm grip. So we're going to hang out into those arms, lowering with control. And then you're going to start to curl the back down to the ground. Slide your hands down your thighs. Awesome. And then once you found your way down, let your hands come out at your sides in that anatomical position. Step your feet wherever they're the most comfortable, and then just give your spine a second. Let your central nervous system chill out. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Keeping your left leg on the ground, we're going to pick the right leg up and we're going to see if we can grab that big toe again. So take your right peace fingers, grab hold of the right big toe. And then if you've got that big toe hold, you're going to bend and straighten that leg 2 or 3 times. Just finding a little length through the back of the leg, nothing extreme. Make sure it feels like a good, comfortable position. Awesome. And then the next time you extend the heel up, release your grab from your toe. Both hands are going to reach up and find your calf. And then pull the abdominal muscles down as you lift the chest and chin. Gently pull the leg in toward your body. Take one good breath. And then lower yourself down and take it into a figure four position. So take that leg across your left. Keep a little bit of life in that right foot. Hands down alongside your hips. We're going to keep it hands free to start. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale and lower it back down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. One more time like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and lower down. Nice. And then if it feels good from here, you're going to lift that left leg up, thread your hands through, either grab the back of the shin or the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, and then hug it into your comfort level. Keep your shoulders soft. Check your breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, you're going to release your grab from the back of the thigh or the shin, but slide that right leg across the left, like you're crossing your legs in a chair. So now your knees are stacked. Can you re-grab, reach up and grab your shins or the tops of your feet? And then think about pulling the toes away from each other as you hug the knees in towards your chest. So now hopefully you're finding some sensation down into that glute and down into your piriformis. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. One more breath. And then when you're ready, release your grab, unwind, step your feet nice and wide to the outer edges of your mat. Take a couple windshield wipers just to kind of smooth all that out. Awesome. And then bring those knees back to neutral. Walk your feet in a little closer so feet are about hip width distance apart. Pick your left leg up. Left piece fingers are going to grab hold of that left big toe. Take a couple of good bends and straightens of that leg, just going as far as feels good. Nice. And then the next time you extend that heel up, keep it there. Release your grab. Both hands are going to reach up, finding the back of the calf or walking up towards the ankle. Pull the abdominal muscles down as you lift your chest and chin, and then pull the leg in slightly. Beautiful. And then release. Find your way into that figure four position. So left leg across the right, hands free to start. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Awesome. And now from here, lift up, thread your hands through, grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, and then hug it into your comfort level. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then when you're ready, release your grab from the back of the thigh and then slide that left leg across the right, like you're crossing your legs in a chair. Reach up and re-grab the shins or the tops of the feet, and then pull the toes away from each other as you hug the knees in toward your chest. Take one more breath. From this position, we're going to unwind the legs, keep the legs lifted and float right into your happy baby. So take your knees wide, reach up and see if you can grab the blade edges of the feet or the tops of the toes or the backs of the thighs, whatever feels like a comfortable grab. And then give a second to settle in. Let your shoulders get nice and heavy, let your tailbone get nice and heavy. And then once you feel like you've got a happy position for your legs and your hips, find a little bit of organic movement here. Maybe you rock a little side to side. Maybe you invite some movement into your legs, stretching one leg and then the other, or any other bit of movement that feels good to you here. Nice. Take one more little moment here, taking it side to side or any bit that feels good. And then slowly and mindfully release. Feet are going to come back down to the ground. We're going to walk the legs out nice and long and finish with a little bit of a back bend. So we're going to kind of prop ourselves up so that we can tuck our fingertips underneath the bum. Elbows are going to come in line with the shoulders to the best of our ability. We're going to point the toes. So we're reaching long through the front of the body. Press into your elbows and the forearms. Lift your chest, let your head drop back just as far as feels comfortable. If back dropping the head doesn't feel good, just tuck your chin into your chest. But we want that opening in the chest, squeezing between the shoulder blades, and a nice lifting of the ribs up towards the ceiling. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then soften your chin, walk your elbows out nice and wide. Step your feet back in so you can release your fingers from underneath your bum, and then give a second to just let everything soften. If you like, take it back into your constructive rest position, feet out nice and wide, knees dropping in towards each other, or any other position for your body that takes you to your best Shavasana. So you might choose to walk your feet long. If you are taking a reclined cobbler's pose and you're bringing the soles of the feet together, knees out to left and to the right, my new recommendation will always be that you tuck some blocks or pillows underneath your thighs so the thighs are supported, so we don't lose all that good work and dismantle any of the connective tissue down in the SI joint. So just make sure you're finding a position that feels good, comfortable, and restful. And then give your body a few moments to settle in. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Notice the solidness of the floor beneath you. And then just for a moment here before you start to move, just notice the physical action of breath in your body. Allowing your awareness to come down to your toes as you inhale, just bring a little lift of your toes. And then as you exhale, just soften your toes. Inhale and bring a little lift into your toes. Exhale and let your toes soften. One more time like that. Inhale, just lift your toes. Exhale, soften your toes, and then start to invite some organic movement in. Gently wake up your fingers, wake up your toes, move your wrists, move your ankles. Invite any other bit of gentle movement in, and then if it feels good to do so, take a big good morning stretch. Stretch like a yawn. Stretch from fingers to toes. Take up a nice big amount of space on your mat. Big breath into your body. Awesome. And then slowly start to walk your feet in. So knees are going to be in that bent knee position. Readjust your tailbone as needed. And then we're going to pull both knees into the chest. Give a gentle, gentle squeeze here. And then maybe if it feels good, a little gentle rock side to side. Cool. And then if it feels good to do so, you're going to crisscross your ankles. See if you can reach around the thighs, catching hold of the tops of the feet, and then come back to that little bit of rocking side to side. Cool. And then from here, we're going to slowly, slowly, slowly start to rock and roll our way up. So start by finding a little bend in the knees, a little lift in the hips, and then see if you can go a little bit further with that maneuver. And then slowly start to find a little momentum so you can rock and roll your way all the way up to a seated position, and then find your Sukhasana, wiggle into your sits bones and get nice and comfortable here. Soften your shoulders down, close your eyes if it feels good to do that. And then just take a moment to tune back into your breath. Take a nice, generous inhale. Nice, slow exhale. From here, we're going to give ourselves a nice big hug. So wrap your hands around, one hand on top, one hand on bottom, catch your shoulders, and then we're going to drop the shoulders down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round the upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest, take a nice big breath. Bring it all back up to neutral. Switch the cross in your arm, so other arm on top, and then drop the shoulders down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round the upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest, and take a nice big breath. Nice, and then when you're ready, lift yourself on up, release your grab, bring your hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra, and bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. Take another nice big inhale, and as you exhale, let your shoulders soften and think about releasing anything you're holding on to that won't serve you through the rest of your day. Gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy, happy Tuesday.